Okay, so I'm live now on Instagram and on YouTube. And for this workout, if you need a prop, I recommend using a big book or a yoga block if you have one. I thought this was pretty apt because we could all use plenty of empathy, plenty of release, plenty of love, and plenty of community. So without further ado, I'm going to go straight into just helping you opening up the neck, the shoulders, the chest, which is quite tight when we're all sitting hunched either over our devices or we're sitting on our computer with our children, especially now that we're checking the news nonstop. But we'll also get into the calves and the hips because a lot of stress and trauma and just problematic life events are often stored in the hips. So I want to help you with that. Okay, so I'm going to scoot back onto my mat. If you don't have a mat, don't worry, you can just do this on the floor. You can put your block or cookbook aside for now. And we'll start off in a comfortable cross-legged seat. And you'll just move your hands across. Hold for about 2 seconds and switch. And switch. And switch. So the goal is initially not to hold your stretches, but to do a little bit of movement and stretch dynamically. And towards the end, the last 10 minutes, we'll get deeper into our stretches and we'll hold them. And we'll let the body sink into them. Just going to adjust the volume on YouTube. Okay, good. So from here, now that you've gone up and over your head, walk your hands across towards your left knee and drop your head and look down at the knee. And then on out of the stretch. And we're going to go back across through center and back over to the left side. And then come onto all fours. So if you have back pain, if you have knee pain, fold your mat up or grab a towel and place it under your knees. And then place your wrists onto the mat. And we'll start by releasing them. So you're moving your palm up and the hand in. And you'll do that on one side. Release and then do the other side. And release. And alternate. And release. And release. We're supporting the arms that are quite heavy from holding devices, typing, and allowing the forearms to lengthen so there's less pressure on the wrist. Now we'll get a little bit more still, so you'll turn the palms up again, but now your fingers point back, and there's one arm at a time, and if you can, place both arms down. And then rock in and out. Good. So this should support these next movement that we're doing on all fours, where if you're holding yourself up on one side, I don't want you to feel any pain or pressure. So place your right hand down and then lift your left arm and twist from the waist. Look up at your ceiling. And keep pulsing up here. We'll do 10 pulses. And then reach that arm across and under. And then come to rest on the shoulder and place your head down. Press into the ground and push into your upper back. You're still rocking, and then you get still. One more deep inhale. And then you come back up. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right arm reaches up, 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 up. Tiny pulses, a total of 20. 10 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Your hips are high. You should feel this stretch up here. Deep stretch. Interlace your hands behind your back. Kneeling, so place your knees just a little bit wider so you're nice and steady, and then reach. Can be nauseating, so not staying here. And then coming forward, reaching the arms up and over your head. Some release in the neck. Come up, reach. And fold forward. 2 more. And last one. Reach down. And lean forward. And reach over your head. Okay. So we focused on the upper body. The last one we'll do here is a very straightforward stretch. You can rest on your heels. You pull your arm across. And you look in the other direction of your palm. So there's a lot of traction in this arm, reaching out. And then you switch sides. So we did a lot of arm workout, a lot of arm exercises at 12 o'clock today. So it's nice to get into this and just allow this muscle to lengthen. And then look in the opposite direction. Okay. And then I promised we would get into the calves and into our feet. Especially in New York where we walk a lot. I understand you're not walking as much right now, but it's good to get into this Achilles attachment where the calf muscle attaches to the back of your heel. And so in order to get in there and get the blood flowing, you will cross your left shin over your right attachment, and then you sit back. And then you find that spot that is tight, and you massage it out by just rocking forward and back. For some people, this is more intense. This is also in lieu of using a foam roller. So if you don't have a foam roller, it's not a problem. And you do that about 15 times. Forward and back, forward and back. And then we'll switch sides. So you place your right shin over your left Achilles, or the connection to your soleus, which is one of the two, and you rock forward and back. And we'll do that about 15 times. So you can actively release and stretch without making that yoga or calling it yoga. And just 1 second. interrupted by a phone call, but we're back. So right shin, left Achilles attachment, moving in and out. So about 15 times. And now let's get into the big muscle groups. So place your right leg in front. And we'll start off with a twist. So you're moving your hips forward. You will feel that in the back leg down here. And you'll hook, if this is your right leg, you hook your left elbow. And then you extend your right arm back. And here again, if this is not immediately accessible, or if you need some support, you use your block or your cookbook. And then reach your arms up over your head and sink deeper. And you can move in and out of this back bend. So we're adding the back bend to the hip flexor opening. And we'll do that twice more. And then you'll get still. And that can be focusing more on your upper back and leaning back. Or you can grab that left wrist and pull it across. 3 deep inhales. Sink a little deeper. 2. Last one. Inhale. And then sink. Good. And then while we're at this, you'll bring this right leg that was in front out to the side. I'll show you sideways. So you're still resting on the left knee. Right leg is out to the side. You lean and you reach. You can reach down or you can reach straight. Or you can keep your hand by your hip. So now we're getting into the small supporting muscles around the hip. When they get tight, that can radiate into the hamstring, the groin, and just throw off our gait. And sometimes it can radiate into your lower back. And then come up and reverse. The setup now is left leg in front, trusted cookbook. Start off with a twist. Hold on to your block or your support, or if you're feeling comfortable, extend this arm back and sink. The other side never gets as much love as the first side. So we're going to take an additional inhale and exhale. So now lift your arms up. Hips are still low. Reach back. And we're going to move a little bit up and then a little bit lower 5 times. Up and a little lower and up. And a little lower, and up. And 2 more. Last one. Either stay in this back bend, or if that's too much, grab your right wrist and pull it across. 3 deep inhales, we'll do 4 on this side. Two more. Is now going to come out to the side. So left leg is straight, right knee is bent, or on your support. This releases some of your core muscles, your obliques, works on the little muscles in the hip. One more deep inhale. And then reverse and reach. And one more. Okay, so far we've opened up the neck, the shoulders, the upper back. We've worked on the hip flexors, the outer hip, without actually using sort of more traditional yoga moves, because I really, in this series, I want to focus on functional training and really blending some of the disciplines that have served me well, which is martial arts, bar, and yoga, and putting them together in a way that is safe for you. And if you have back problems, or if you have diastasis recti postpartum, this is the time to get used to getting down onto the ground by lowering, like somebody who doesn't have a strong core, for lack of a better explanation. So come onto your side first, release your arm down, and then roll onto your back instead of sitting up and lying down straight. And then the first thing you'll do is really just hug your knees into your chest. And the cue here is that while you're hugging the knees in, your sacrum is trying to lower down to the ground. And this should feel really good. You can even press it down to the ground. And you'll feel that release in the hip, as well as hopefully in the lower back. And then you will cross your right leg on top. Let your knees fall to the left, and then let gravity do its work. So we'll do 5 deep inhales. Inhale into your belly. Exhale. Let that top knee really come down. Inhale. Exhale. Don't forget to drop your right shoulder. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. And 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Maybe twist a little deeper. Maybe pull your knees up towards you a bit more. And exhale. Another. Grab your outside ankles. Pull the feet towards you while also pulling them out. And open up the outer hip. Rocking. Finding that spot where you hit the most tension, so the sweet spot. For me, that's slightly over to the right, so I can access my left hip. And then I'll turn around so you can see me better. You are going to cross your left knee over the right knee. Bring them in, and then let them drop. You might hear an adjustment in my lower back. And then just let gravity do its work. 5 inhales and exhales. If it's really tight, coax your body to let go by rocking a bit before actually being still. Don't be afraid to breathe into your belly. You don't have to hold it in. And one more, maybe bring your knees up a little higher. And then bring your legs up. Same thing here. Grab opposite ankles. Rock a little forward and back. Don't fall over. You're pulling towards you, towards your chest, and out. Okay. And then place your feet down. Sort of let that sensation sink in. And before we move on to the big muscles, the hamstrings and the inner thighs and the front, I want you to place your feet wider than your mat, wider than your hips, and then turning the toes in, and then letting the knees collapse. If this is boring, you can grab your cookbook or your block. You can lift your hips. You can place it a little bit. You can elevate your hips or all the way up. And you can hold on and then let your knees collapse in. Lower back release, chest opener, all in one. Two more. Last one. And then lift and come down. Okay. So we're going to work on the hamstrings, but in a non-traditional way. So I am somebody who struggles with stretching the hamstring can actually lead to either irritating the nerve and creating more pain, or I can irritate the hamstring attachment and elongate it too far, and then it has a really hard time contracting when I'm trying to run, to cycle, or do any other sport that requires me to like contract and release. So I've come to really like stretching my hamstring in a more safe way. And this is also an easy way because you're sitting down. So this is my weak hamstring. It's my right leg. And then instead of just collapsing forward, you will actually reach your right hand along the shin and then reach your left arm up. And then it should feel as if you're trying to lean your whole upper back against that wall behind you. So you're leaning away from this knee while driving that knee down. And if you need something to hold on, grab your big toe. If you can't reach it, grab the back of your knee. If anything hurts, elevate the knee and reach. So it's almost a turning out and looking towards that left shoulder and reaching that arm back behind you. Deep, deep, deep stretch in this outer hip, in this hamstring, and even in the upper back. 3 inhales. Reach up high. Twice more. 1 more. And then collapse towards your foot. Keep pulling this toe in. If you have any hamstring pain, any attachment pain, any sciatic pain, elevate the knee. Drop your head. 2 more inhales. For this one, broad inhales across your upper back. And then exhale, release a bit deeper. 1 more inhale. Okay, other side. This is my good side. Leg out, foot flexed. Right foot in. Still, I'm going to elevate my knee. We'll start off with holding that big toe or holding the back of the knee. Wherever you can reach, hold on to that part. Turn, lift, open. And drop that knee. And 1 more. Face your foot lower down. As you can see, I'm a lot more flexible on the side. So I'm reaching for my ankle. Now I'm trying to square off my shoulders and then drop the head. Doesn't matter. Two more. Last one. Okay. So I think we covered a good amount for this first session, and I'm hoping you're feeling all loose and well. And hopefully this will promote better sleep. I know that some people have told me that they suffer from like problems of falling asleep or then insomnia that keeps them awake, and I think I can relate, and I do not want to drive that point more of not checking your electronics because it's a fraud time and we all do. But I think sometimes this opening and the renewed blood flow and getting into the areas where we get stuck, where we hold tension. So, and and sometimes I even like to tell myself with every exhale to sink, just sink a little deeper and sink a little deeper. Is my way of counting sheep. So I'll let you go with this neck release practice, or to me, or really just letting your whole spine elongate from the base of your skull all the way down to your rib cage. So just gently pull down, and then drive your lower back, and then just let gravity do its work. Inhales, exhales. One more. Thank you for joining me on day one of this open method training. This is geared to everyone and was created sort of with the need of people in mind that are now working from home more and have their children at home. So I hope you find it useful, and I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you.